Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again on another Thursday. It's 5 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 8 a.m. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. Here we are every Thursday at this time. We come to you and we invite you to come on to the show and just enjoy it, because that's what we're all about. Talk and more talk, and talk all you want. That's what we're all about. For a whole hour, we're here with all kinds of entertainment, and we get together and just talk conversation. And we want to get everybody involved in it, especially all of you people who have been with us for a very long time. We appreciate that you are with us all of this time. You already know the protocol. Now there may be new people out there for the very first time. Look at your clock and your watches, because you may be in a different time zone. We're Eastern over here, so it's 8 p.m. where we are right now. And whatever time reads on your clock, that's what time we come on in your area each week. And we want to get you involved. And as the host of the show, I get things started the way I'm doing now. And while I'm doing it, all you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer, your telephone, and even your pad or your any other kind of device that you have, right? That would have a keyboard and a computer screen, all right? So that's your iPad, your telephone, and even your tablets, right? Use those, type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on that big screen. And of course, I will entertain you. You may have questions, or you may just want to respond to anything, or maybe just talk, just plain, simple talk, right? I will see all of your comments out there. And because we're about free exchange of opinions and ideas. That's what the show is all about. Now, you may be wanting to talk about something else. I don't know, maybe something that I will start the conversation with. And as we go along, you may want to chime in and talk about something else as well. You may want to talk about the Democratic Convention that is taking place right now in Chicago. You may talk about anything at all. What happened to you today. We're open to all kinds of conversations, and we want you to be part of it. If you're here for the very first time, don't be shy about it. We'd love to address you personally as you come in and talk to us. And if you're watching us for the very first time, particularly on Facebook, take the time right now and share this show with your friends. You can tag all of your friends. You can tag this very show to your friends. You don't have to miss anything. It's just a matter of tagging them. You know, you could tag as many as you want, if not all, because a lot of you may have a lot of people, a lot of friends on your account as friends, and you may not be able to take them, but do a little bit at a time. If you decide to come in each week, do a little bit at a time. But the more the merrier. And if they see that information coming from you, that tag coming from you, they'll know it's from you, and they'll click onto it, and they'll just come right here to us instantly. That's all you have to do. Tag them, they'll see it, they'll click it, and they'll be here, and you'll see them, they'll see us, and they can get in touch in a conversation. And not only can you talk to me, but you can talk to anyone else who comes in, right? So we're all one big family here. And that's how we do. That's how we exercise our whole week. Each week when we do this show, we talk and just get everybody involved in it. Now, for all of you who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, that's where we're coming from. We have 3 different platforms. I just mentioned them: YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, right? And so any one of those platforms, you could watch us no matter where you go around the world. We're right there. We're global, we're worldwide. And so you can tag all of your friends who may be from out of town or in another part of the world. We're right here. And all you have to do is just tag them, and they'll click on and they'll be right here with us. So we're global, and that's a good thing to know. So we want to get everybody involved. Now, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, take the time right now to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're there right now, please click on to it. All you have to do is just drag your mouse over there where it says subscribe and place the arrow right where it says subscribe, click onto it, and it's right there. Now, you may be questioning whether or not do you have to pay a fee? Is there a membership fee or anything? No, nothing like that. No money involved, no nothing involved. It's just a matter of you just clicking on and you can be part of us. And the reason why we want you to do that, first of all, we want to know how many people are actually following us and taking time to click onto us. Not only that, as a subscriber, you get the benefit of knowing that whenever we come on live or anytime we do any kind of activity on our website, it will pop right out, providing you're online to see it. It'll pop right up. It will give you that instant notification right there. And all you have to do is click onto that instant notification and it brings you to the channel. That's all it takes. And so please subscribe to us. We really would like that. And because the more the merrier. And we just like to have and there's a lot of room for everybody. There's a lot of room for everybody. So please do that right now. Those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you needn't do anything special. Just tell your family and friends, keep them involved with us. And here's something else you can do. And this includes the people who are watching us on YouTube. Now, just like the people can tag their friends on Facebook, you can do something similar. All you have to do is cut and paste the site where you are, and then send it to your friends. Simple as that, right? No harm done. Just cut and paste it and send it to all of your friends, as many as you want. And they'll see that notification coming up, they'll click it on, and it brings them right here just as well. So we look forward to seeing them, and we hope that you do that and follow suit and just let's get it together, right? Okay. All right. And now, during the course of the show, while talking to you, we're going to get back to you in a few minutes, but we also want you to know that we have our regular routine that we do here. Now, just a few minutes from now, within this particular half hour, Mr. Brian Camp will be here. Brian Camp is our sports guy. He comes on each week at this time. Well, not right now, but he comes on each week, brings you the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. You'll get a chance to meet him as well. You'll see him right there on camera. And of course, if you have any sports related questions, you can ask him when he comes on live. You can ask him, and he'll have the answers for you. If not, he'll get the answers for you. Now, those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you won't have the luxury of seeing Brian on the air because we're not set up that way, not as of yet. I look forward to the future when that can happen. But in the meantime, you could still ask questions. You could hear him. You can't see him, but you can hear him. All right. And then hear everything he says, the sports report, and you can still type in your questions and we relay it to him. And so don't feel left out just because you don't see him. But the rest of you guys, you get a chance to meet him, greet him, and we'll have a good time together. And later on in the program, too, we've got this thing called This Day in History. And something happened on this day in history. Somewhere way back when, a lot of things happened, and we're going to bring them to you, right? Because each day of your life, each day, something was happening way back when. And on this day right now that we're celebrating is August 22nd right now, right? And on this day, something happened, and we have all of that to bring to you this day in history. And of course, later on in the program, we've got those classic movies that we like to bring you to you. Now, what I do is I go to Turner Classic Movies each week, right? And I look them up and pick out what I think that you will like. They're called my picks of the week for your weekend. And the reason why I pick them out for the week for your weekend, well, the weekend is close by. Now, a lot of you may have the luxury of having your weekend to yourself. You don't have to work or do anything. You can enjoy movies as much as you want. You could do a lot of binging and all of that, right? So with that in mind, I have my picks of the week that I am going to add to your list of what to watch this weekend. I think you're going to like it. That's all coming up later on in the program. Remember that all of the opinions, the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So again, thank you so much for being along. Okay, we've got so many things to talk about today, and we're going to get into it. I want you to get involved too. I want you to get involved too, because it's very critical this time. And we got all things coming on right now, right throughout the summer. I mean, we've had the Olympics that we just wrapped up with. We still have sports, a lot of sports coming on. The football season will be here before you know it. And of course, right after we left the Olympics, we drifted right into the Democratic Convention, which is going on right now. As a matter of fact, they're into the last stage of it. This is the last day, the final day, the 22nd of August. So, I mean, we got so many things going on. And of course, we want you to be part of the action. Stay with us, right? And a lot of you people may have the talent of watching this show and the Democratic Convention at the same time. We don't mind. We don't mind. But we're glad that you're here. And we want you to stay here for the duration, of this program. And want to remind you that we have 75 days left, 75 days coming. And 75 days, you know what that is? 75 days from now is November 5th. That's election day. That's Tuesday, November 5th, election day. Now, I bring that out to you because we're getting closer and closer to that. And I just want to remind you, it's your turn to shine. It's your turn to make the decision. It's your turn to do the hiring for the person that you would like to see in the White House. It's your turn, right? And of course, there may be some early voting. Some people already are voting in the primaries. We'll see about that, see how that's coming along. And if the voting in the primaries didn't come in your area, maybe it's on its way, I don't know. And then, of course, it's the general election. Now, if you vote in the primaries, all right, and then when it's time for the general election as well, of course, you know, you'll have some early voting there too. Now, you can do it early voting, you can vote by mail, or you could wait till that day comes. You know, that's your choice to do whatever you want, just as long as you vote. That's the most important thing. Get out and vote. All right, do it by mail. Now, if you want to do it by mail, you can contact your local board of election, wherever you are, all right, and get information where your station is, where to vote in your area. And of course, if you do it by mail, of course, you want to get the information, give them the information, your name and address, and they'll mail you out the ballot. And the ballot is confidential once you fill it out, you know, because I've done that one time. I voted by mail once, you know. But if that's what you decide to do, you can do that and contact them and let them in, let them know that you want to vote, and they'll send you the ballot by mail. And take a good look at the ballot, take your time with it. There's no rush, and just vote where your heart leads you. And then you just mail it back, and that's all it takes. And again, as I said, for those of you who are voting in the primaries, that's good. Early voters, you know, when that comes around, it's not happening yet, but if you decide that you want to vote early, you can do that. And of course, if you don't know where your polling center is, of course, contact your local board of elections. Google it, you can find out. Now, for you people who live in New York City, all right, I have I'm local, I'm here in New York, right? So I have the local information. I can provide that for you. The Board of Elections is in New York City, right? And their office is in Manhattan, 200 Varick Street. It's 200 Varick Street. They're right there on the 10th floor. If you decide to go there, you want to go there, it's right on the 10th floor. And if you decide to call them, that's good too. That's good enough too. You don't want to make the trip over there, call them. As a matter of fact, it's best to call them before you decide to make a trip, because you may not have to make a trip, right? But call them. The number that I'm going to give you right now is 212-886-2100. Again, that's 212-866-2100. Let them know, let them know that you want to find out first of all, the thing to do is you want to find out whether or not if your registration is intact. All right. You want to make sure everything's intact, that you're able, that you're registered, they have it on record that you are registered. Get out there and vote. Because if you're not registered to vote, obviously you can't vote. So make sure you know that. And then any other kind of information you may need, it would be good. Again, so that's a 200 Varick Street on the 10th floor. The number once again is 212-886-2100. That's 212-886-2100. Let them know, please. And we look forward to your voting come November 5th. That's coming up pretty soon. And of course, a lot of people are waiting for that. It'll be here just before you know it, 75 days away. Okay. Peter Marshall, the actor and singer turned game show host who plays straight man to the stars for 16 years on Hollywood Squares, died. He died Thursday of kidney failure at his home in the Encino neighborhood of Los Angeles, California. Marshall helped define the form of smooth, professional, and never too serious modern game show host for more than 5,000 episodes in the series, and it ran on NBC from 1966 to 1981. Marshall was 98 years old. Renowned king of daytime talk, Phil Donahue, creator of and host of the Phil Donahue Show, he died last Saturday. The groundbreaking TV show host, journalist, died at his home, surrounded by his family, including his wife of 44 years, actress Marlo Thomas, as well as his sister, his children, and his grandchildren. And he passed away peacefully following a long illness. Donahue was 88 years old. Okay, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, as we promised you, we're going to punch up Brian Camp. Not punch him out, punch him up, because he's here with the latest, well, he'll punch me out. The latest developments in today's world of sports. Hi, Brian.
How you doing? How's everything?
He's bigger than I am.
Yes, it's been a good day today. This heat wave seemed like it's vanished. Right now, presently, it's 72 degrees. Ooh. But it is good weather, and it's important to have good weather, comfortable weather. But this is the type of weather I call it back to school weather. That's when it's the dog days of August going into September, and that's where we are. But it's a very nice day, and the whole day was great, and looking forward to for the rest of the weekend. I'll be in New York for one day, in and out. Won't be with you tomorrow, but when I say in and out, in on Friday, gone by Friday night. Got to take care of some business.
Wow, that quick?
Yeah, we're driving. We're driving. Yes.
You're driving?
Yes.
Wait a minute. You're driving Friday night, right? Is that what you're saying?
We're driving tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
And you're gonna. That means you'll be there tomorrow
in the morning. Yes.
And then you're driving back to
that same night, or maybe early Saturday morning, like maybe 2 a.m. Saturday morning.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
wow.
Maybe 24 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate one of my old friends' birthday, and we're gonna do our business there, and we're just gonna have some fun.
So how are you gonna do the show, in the car, or?
I'm doing it now in the car. I don't think I could do it in the car this time, because we're gonna be it's gonna be a group of us, so it's gonna be hard.
You're gonna be busy, so you won't be able to do the show then.
Tomorrow, no, I will not. But I'm gonna send you the stuff though. I'm gonna send you the stuff.
Yeah.
No. I know this is the third consecutive week or Thursday or so that I've been busy, and it's just man got to do what a man got to do.
That's what I say. That's what
exactly. So, but hello, good evening to everybody out there who's tuning in all over the globe, nationally and locally, coming live for now in Charlotte, North Carolina. And before I get to sports, I'm going to talk about this historical night. It's we're going to mix it up tonight with sports and politics, but I want to honor this lady, Fannie Lou Hamer. I hope I'm saying her name right. She was one of the delegates from Mississippi. She was known as one of the freedom delegates from Mississippi. You know, back in those days, it was very difficult, but she stood up and in Atlantic City on this very day at the Democratic National Convention. And she, you know, made it clear, I'll give you a short story, that she wasn't allowed, you know, Black people was not allowed to vote or to participate in these presidential elections. But she stood tall. When I say she stood tall, she stood in front of Congress. And I put it on. I put it on Facebook, and you know, you have to. If some of y'all haven't seen it, you know, over the years, you have to look at it and just look at her history, and how ironic. 60 years ago today, as Kamala Harris is going to take her place, as she will accept the nominee for president of the United States in the upcoming 2024 election. How these two ladies combine together will make history. I want to salute this lady. Just learn about her today. You know, I'm so much into history, but about what history is. But when you get a chance, just go on my Facebook page and just look at the video, or just do your research. There's so much more. I'm just giving you a little tips and tabs about what went on back in 1964 and before that. So, but in the meantime, in the NBA, conservative publicist and former NBA player Royce White defeated Navy veteran Joe Frazier in Minnesota's primary election for the Republican nomination. Will be challenged by Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar in November. White was the first round pick for the Houston Rockets. He's a former NBA player for the Houston Rockets in 2012, but never played for a team after disclosing mental health issues. He was saying that he did not want to fly on road games with the team. So here's another example, former athlete turned politician. We have so many of those that went through the NBA, the Major League Baseball, and in the NFL as well too, as well in other sports. So this is where we combine sports with politics. So so we look at for November, as former NBA player Royce White will go put his hat in the ring. So this day in sports, August 22nd, 1933, Chicago Cubs president William Veeck Sr. urges Major League Baseball to incorporate interleague split season. That's how it all started back then. But it, you know, as you know, sometimes, you know, they have to get all the right votes. And back in those days, they wasn't going to allow split interleague games with the National League versus the American League. They did it for a while for the Mayor's Trophies games back in the 60s and 70s, when the Yankees and Mets used to play an exhibition game. One year be at Yankee Stadium, the other year be at Shea Stadium. But now interleague baseball is here, where both leagues could participate, and you can play. Now the rule is you're allowed to play one team from the other league at least once or twice, whether it's at home or on the road. So that happened first in 1933. In 1946, Major League Baseball approves 168 games schedule, but later rescinded and said that we're not going to do it. Now they only play 162. But before that, in 1946, they did raise it to 154 games, and then later on they did went to the current 162 games. 1950, Althea Gibson becomes the first Black competitor in a U.S. tennis competition. 1951, Harlem Globetrotters play in Olympic Stadium, Berlin, of a fans of 75,052. That's a lot of people for the Harlem Globetrotters to play in Berlin. 1965, some of you might remember this. I was 3 years old when this happened. 1965, San Francisco Giant pitcher Juan Marichal hits LA Dodger catcher John Rosenborough with a bat, causing a 14-minute brawl. Giants and Dodgers, they don't go together. It's like mixing bleach and ammonia together. These two teams, they do not like each other. They've been fighting for years. I'm a Giant fan, so I say, no, I'm not going to say that he should have bopped him over his head. No, but they should have won the game. Big difference. Anyway, as I continue, 1984, New York Met pitcher Dwight Gooden becomes the 11th rookie to strike out 200 batters. And in 1989, Nolan Ryan strikes out his 5,000th career batter, and his victim was Rickey Henderson. Birthdays today, 1939. Happy birthday to Carl Yastrzemski, Hall of Fame left fielder and Triple Crown winner, who was born in Southampton, New York. Happy birthday to Bill Parcells, who was born in 1941, NFL coach, two-time Super Bowl winner, was born in Englewood, New Jersey. 1956, happy birthday to Paul Molitor, Major League Baseball infielder, Hall of Famer, and manager, was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Happy birthday in 1997 to Eddie Williams, NFL fullback and pastor, a preacher, yes. For the Cleveland Browns, was born in San Mateo, California. And 2001, happy birthday to LaMelo Ball, NBA guard for the Charlotte Hornets, was born in Anaheim, California. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
And you know, Juan Marichal and Johnny Roseborough became friends in the end.
They became friends. He did apologize. They became friends. But if you go on social media, they say, oh, he should have been in jail. Why is he still being talked about? You know, people on social media, they are some most unforgiving people. They hold grudges for life.
Yeah.
That's why I distanced myself in recent months away from social media, because they're very unforgiving people.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to actually distance yourself from social media. It's just that you want to stay away from the garbage. And if you're posting anything, just post something simple. You talk sports, or, you know, I see with me, I don't even go in the media. I mean, I may do it on this show, but I won't go and post any thing about politics or anything like that, because people get crazy. People are still out there getting crazy. I mean, I've seen posts that are so ridiculous, you know, and but I may mention a few political things here, but this is a show, this is a platform. But social media, simple. I keep it simple, you know, and and basically the only social media I do is Facebook. I don't do. I remember when Twitter was on, when they had Twitter. It's X now.
X. Wow.
When that was going on, I mean, I used to do that a lot, but then that whole thing is totally out of line. You know, that what do they call it? Call it Twitter, formerly X.
And you know, even the dating services as well too. Remember when you used to have these dating services online, and remember Black Planet? I think it's called Black Planet. It's like unbelievable how time has changed. But Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, those are the three major ones, you know.
Well, I remember when AOL used to have a dating site, and everybody was on it. A lot of people were on it. They had a dating site, and it was free. It was free to AOL members. I remember that. He since took that down. But they're still around. These dating sites are still around. People are going on them.
They even have a Christian dating service. You know, Christians meet other Christians, you know.
And you can choose who you like. You know, that doesn't mean you're gonna get everything that you like, but you can choose what your preference is. People have done it. I know some people personally who got married through dating sites. Some people get lucky and meet their match on some.
And I know some people who are miserable now from that too. And
There's people who are miserable, and then on the other, there are some people who got lucky. I know this one lady that I used to work with when I was at WOR. She met her husband on a dating site, and they're still together. They have a child together, and
Huh? Yeah.
strong, you know. So it
Yep.
depends. It depends. You can get lucky. Sometimes you don't get lucky, you know. So
You bet.
yeah, but they're still around, and they have these dating sites for people. They have one for 50 and up, 60 and up, 70 and up, you know. Everybody
Yeah.
can still date. No matter how old you are, you can still date. And a lot of people do it. I don't know. But listen, to each their own, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Reed, I welcome you back. I don't know if you could see. I don't know if you could see the people on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't turn on my other
Yeah,
phone, you know, on my monitor, but let
she
me see it.
welcome you back to North Carolina, but she doesn't know that you're leaving tomorrow to come to New York.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm a busy person, you know, I got to keep moving, you know, me and my producer, you know, we stay on the go. We stay on the go. So, but you know, it's a 1 day in to the greatest city in the world, New York City, and a 1 day back out. We're going to be there for at least 23 hours, maybe 24.
And you're going to drive both ways. Why don't you just, well,
Not me. My producer's going to drive.
oh,
Yeah.
well, still, I mean, you're going to be in a car. I mean, you'll have that long drive ahead, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't share the driving?
I would say she do 80 to 85% of the driving, and I do 15% of the driving. I mean, I was doing it for 29 years nonstop. I think I deserve a break after 3 shoulder surgeries. You know, I mean.
Yeah, but see, you were performing a service. You were on a bus.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like you had.
But if she gets tired, I will help out. I will help out and drive. You know, I play my music that she doesn't like, but that gets me to state. You know.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of music. A lot of music. Okay.
A lot of music.
Listen, we'll catch you back here next week. You won't be on the coffee hour, but we'll catch you back here next week.
Yes. God's will be here next week. Mary, take care. Hope everybody be safe. And like I said, for like the last 3 weeks, the virus, the COVID virus is still here. So be careful. Okay? Wear your mask.
We'll talk to you later. Take care of yourself. Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Hey, you see how I hook you up, Mary? I didn't want him to disregard you, but he actually didn't see you out there. And I had a feeling he didn't because he didn't sign on his usual platform. So he can't see anyone. So that's a good thing about it is I can relay everything to him. But Mary, thanks for being out there once again. And just in case the rest of you who are just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And of course, we're going to be with you for the remaining of the hour. And within that hour, we've got a lot of things to be talking about. But one thing Brian said about the virus is still here. The virus is here. It's going to always be here. We got past the pandemic, so we don't have to worry about the pandemic. But people are still wearing their masks. People are still doing that. And I do have a feeling that they're going to bring back or update some of the virus shots, right, for COVID-19. So I believe they're going to do an upgrade. I don't know. We'll have to find out. When I find out, you'll know. And if you find out before me, you tell me. All right. Maybe it's happening in where you are right now. I know here right now we're not doing it. I do know for the virus of COVID and also for the flu. Now, for the flu shots, I understand that it's going to be happening at the tail end of this month, which is right around the corner, or the beginning of next month. And it's always in that area anyway. So we do that. And a lot of people, they want to do that. And some people don't want to take shots. I know some people that never had a flu shot in their life, you know. Whatever, a lot of people don't take shots because of certain things. It could be a religious thing. And I thought maybe, or maybe it's a political thing. I don't know what it is, because I remember when the pandemic was on, it was like people took shots. Some people took it, some people didn't. Some of the people who didn't take it, it was a religious thing. Either it was a religious thing or it was a political thing. No, I'm not going to wear a mask or anything. But Mary says she thought they didn't wear a mask because of the what's that? The of all what? Roberta? What is that? I don't know. Anyway, they are wearing masks. They are wearing masks. Some people are wearing masks. And as I stated last week on the show, that I know some people, like when I go to the gym, I think I said this on the last week's show on the coffee hour, that some of the people that I know that go to the gym, some people, I know a couple of people that wear masks while they're working out. I personally couldn't do it. Working out with a mask on, I personally couldn't do it, because when you're working out, it's it takes a lot of in and out breathing, inhale, exhale. And to have a mask on, it's just like when you're lifting weights, when you're pumping weights, or if you're running the treadmill or something like that. You have to inhale, exhale while you're going. And to have a mask on, that kind of like blocks everything. It's just like someone holding your nose and everything is backing up and your head explodes, So I don't know. Mary, you still have your mask? A large big crowd. She wears her mask in a large big crowd. See, a lot of people do that. A lot of people wear their mask in a large big crowd. Some people, when they go on public transportation, they ride the subway, the bus, they still wear their mask. I see people on the bus, they wear their mask, so some people are still into it. It's not mandatory at this particular time, but people decided they want to continue to wear their mask and keep things going. But yeah, Mary, if that's what you would like to do, you continue to do that. That whatever helps you out. If that helps you out, that's good. So people are still doing it. All right, it's a fact. When I thought it was all over, and I said people walking around with no mask, and I see other people that are still wearing them. I say, hey, you know something? Listen, I'm not angry at you. Do it. If it helps you out, if that's what you want to do, you do it. Hey, even remember when before the pandemic came on, I know people that were wearing masks. People were wearing masks before the pandemic. And everybody was, like saying, I remember when Michael Jackson, before he died, rest him, right, used to wear a mask. And everybody thought he was crazy, but he didn't get to see the pandemic. I don't know why he actually wore his mask. It had to be for a reason, but he did wear a mask. But he didn't live long enough for the pandemic, But yeah, people are still wearing them. So if you want to continue to do that, you do that. Okay, again, if you're just joining us, it's the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we're going to be with you for the balance of the hour. And I think it's that time right now, right? Yes, it is. It's that time. It's the time to go back in time. On this day in history, in 1921, J. Edgar Hoover was appointed Assistant Director of the FBI. On this day in history, in 1932, the BBC begins experimental regular TV broadcast. On this day in history, in 1956, Elvis Presley begins the filming of Love Me Tender. On this day in history, in 1956, U.S. President Eisenhower and Vice President Richard Nixon was nominated at the Republican Convention in San Francisco. On this day in history, in 1964, civil rights activists, and we talked about her earlier, and this is the day, on this day in history, Fannie Lou Hamer speaks at the U.S. Democratic Convention, the National Convention, about her terrifying experience with voting registration as a Black woman in Mississippi. On this day in history, 1964, Supreme's Where Did Our Love Go reached #1. On this day in history, 1966, the Beatles arrived in New York City and held 2 press conferences, one for the press and the other for their fans. Back in 1984, the Republican convention in Dallas nominates President Ronald Reagan and Vice President George H.W. Bush. Back in 1986, Stand By Me, starring Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, and Corey Feldman, along with Jerry O'Connor, is released. Back in 1987, Madonna, Who's That Girl? That single was released, and it goes to #1. And in 2022, Dr. Anthony Fauci announces he will step down as chief medical advisor to the US president and as director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. US General Norman Schwarzkopf was born on this day in 1934 in Trenton, New Jersey. He died December 27th, 2012, at the age of 78 years old, complications of following a bout of pneumonia. In 1947, actress Cindy Williams of Laverne and Shirley was born in Van Nuys, California. She passed away 2023. In 1963, singer Tori Amos was born in Newton, North Carolina. She's 61 today. Happy birthday. Comedian James Corden was born on this day in 1978 in Hillingdon, London, England, in the UK. He's 46 years old today. Pop singer Dua Lipa was born on this day in 1995, also in London, England. She's 29 years old today. In 2014, Vice President Kamala Harris marries lawyer Douglas Emhoff. That's his name. And today is their anniversary. They got married in Santa Barbara, California. So happy anniversary to the vice president and her husband, Douglas Emhoff. And in 1927, actor Charlie Chaplin divorces his second wife, Lita Gray, after 3 years of marriage. In 1968, Cynthia Lennon sues Beatle member John Lennon for divorce on grounds of adultery. In 2011, actress Melissa Gilbert divorces actor Bruce Boxleitner after 16 years of marriage. In 2012, General Hospital actress Vanessa Marcil divorces actor Carmine Giovanni. How would you pronounce that? Giovinazzo, after 2 years of marriage. In 2016, actor comedian Chris Rock divorces founder and executive director of Styleworks, Malak Compton, after 19 years of marriage. Revolutionary and civil rights activist Huey P. Newton died on this day in 1989 at the age of 47 years old. He was shot and murdered. He was born February 17, 1942 in Monroe, Louisiana. And finally, 2011, songwriter, record producer, and singer of Ashford and Simpson, Nick Ashford, dies of throat cancer at the age of 70 years old. And that's what's happening on this day in history. And if any of you happen to know what's happening on this day in history, and I didn't mention anything because let's face it, I don't always get to know that because I don't always know everything. Neither do my producers. And if you happen to know anything, please let us know. I'll see you right there on the big screen. And of course, we can tell you more about it. All right. We'll just relay it to everybody else. Okay. I always like you guys, like Mary and like the rest of you guys who are out there. We would like you to know that you can talk to us right now. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. Because a lot of people just like to sit back and relax and just watch the show and make sense of it. That's okay too. Now, for those of you who like to get in touch with me, and even you shy people who don't want to talk, that's okay too. I have two options. I have an email address and a telephone number, and I would like you to take it down. And you can get in touch with me at any time you want. The email address first is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. You got that? It's very important. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. You can call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's always open there. We'll get that information for you when you call. And of course, when you call and you might want to talk about anything. But before that, let me give you the telephone number too, 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 24 hours, 7 days a week. And of course, you can leave a message there. Now, you can call for any reason. You can call, maybe you have something to talk about the show. Maybe you want to critique the show, which we're always open to. Perhaps maybe you want to give some kind of information on the show that we can relate to everyone else. We're always open to that too. Perhaps you have some ideas about the show that you think that we should implement in the show. We can talk about that too. Okay, we're just open to all of ideas for you. And if you have a birthday coming up and you would like us to talk about, to announce it, of course, we'll do that too. We just announced that Kamala Harris and her husband are celebrating their wedding anniversary, and they're both right now in Chicago, Illinois. So they're busy over there, and I guess they could celebrate and work at the same time. I don't know how they do it, but there you go. But anyway, any kind of information that you have for us, or maybe you want to talk about, just get in touch with us. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. And of course, also keep the information with you wherever you go. You can keep it in your cell phone. It's not like you have to lug it on your back or anything like that. You can keep it in your cell phone, your computer, your pad, or whatever. Keep it in your electronic equipment where you can get easy access to it. And then when you need it, you can use it. So let me give you that email address again. It's frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. I have, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have been keeping up. We talked about it. And I have been keeping up with the Democratic Convention. That's the National Democratic Convention that's on right now. And I watched it from day one. And this is the last day, by the way. They're going to wrap it up. Vice President Kamala Harris will be doing the keynote speaking to wrap everything up. Obviously, I'm not watching it now, but I will get a chance to see it. And because it's going to be late when it comes on anyway, but I will get a chance to see it. But I've been watching it, you know. Now, Monday when I turned it on, I was like in and out of it. You know, I didn't get all of it, but I was in and out of it. But I got the gist of everybody who was there. And the reason why I was in and out of it, because Monday, you know, I'm there watching wrestling matches. You know, I love my wrestling matches. But for the rest of the week, there was a wrestling match on last night, and then there was one on the night before. Yeah, it was Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is Thursday, so there's no wrestling matches for me. But I skipped the wrestling matches on Tuesday and Wednesday because I said I could always go back and watch it on demand, which I did. I'm caught up now, you know, because I wanted to see as much of this convention as possible. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I got to be honest with you. It's a great convention. It's great. It's, you know, something, you ever watch something that's so much fun to watch? You know, we know it's serious business, but it was so much fun to watch. It was like a party. I only wish I were there. I mean, you had all of these people. You had singer Stevie Wonder turned up. He was there last night. You had James Taylor. Pink is going to be on tonight. Let's see, who else did you have? Well, they were looking forward to having Beyonce there, but I don't think she could show up. But she's there. She's there because her music is being played because she gave Kamala Harris the permission to play her freedom song. You know, so yeah, she was there. She's there. You had great speakers there. Okay, all of the entertainers I'm talking about. Oprah Winfrey. Who else? You know, just shout it out. Let me know. I can read them off because I can't remember everyone. You know, it was just too many to remember. But it was, as they say, star-studded. I don't really like the word star, but that's what they say, star-studded. Everyone was there. Now, Kamala Harris was able to get these people that Donald Trump more could not get. All right. Now remember, because hey, look, I was in tune with also the Republican convention because I want to be open-minded. I was in tune with that too. But there was nothing like this. This one, I haven't seen a convention like this in years, in a long time. This one it was so entertaining. It was so festive. DJs were there. They hired DJs and they were playing music and the roll call. Remember when they did the roll call? Right. It was fun watching the roll calls and people, it was on fire. Al Sharpton spoke tonight and you've got a few more people are speaking tonight. And all of the other politicians from New York and all over the nation who showed up, they were all there. Hakeem Jeffries, I never seen him so bright in the face in my life. I mean, this guy, they were all having a good time. They were having a good time, and I wish I was there. I really wish I was there, you know? Yeah, so you had great speakers there. One comes to mind. Stephanie Grisham. Do you know who she is? Stephanie Grisham. She's the former Trump communications director. And she just laid it all out. Yeah, she was there. She's a Republican, but she was there. And she came out and she said exactly what I expected, or she confirmed everything that I talked about in years past with this guy. And she came out and she said that, you know, she used to be the work for Donald Trump, but she had to leave. Now, she didn't leave until the insurrection came about. And she had to leave because she said she just didn't believe in it anymore. It wasn't good. She asked for permission to post, you know, to the people who are out there in the insurrection. You can demonstrate peacefully. You can demonstrate, but do it peacefully. She asked the First Lady, Donald Trump's wife, if she could do that, and she told her no. She also said that she was in conversation with Donald Trump at one point, and Donald Trump, and listen to these guys, all you guys who are Republicans, who are MAGA Republicans, this is what she said Donald Trump told her. Donald Trump said that these people, these Trump supporters, these MAGA reporters, right, supporters, he referred to them as basement dwellers, all right? If you're a MAGA Republican, this is what your boy is telling you, that you are a basement dweller, you know? And I said it many times on this show, he doesn't give a damn about you. He doesn't give a damn about nobody but himself. And this is going to be a close race, but I do have high hopes for this, that we'll have our first female president, first Black female president. I have high hopes. And I heard an announcer on MSNBC just yesterday said that as far as Donald Trump goes, you know, he's gonna eventually adjust to this. Now, I don't agree with it that he's going to adjust and get back into the ballgame. I don't agree with it. But let's say for the sake of argument, he does adjust to it. Remember, he only has 75 days to do it. That's not a lot of days. 75 days to get back into the race, because he can't even, to this day, right now, at this moment, he cannot figure or define Kamala Harris. He cannot do it. He can't define it. He's trying to, but he's having a hard time doing it. And right now, the spotlight is on her and not him. And I think that's one of the things that he's pissed off about. Oh, did you hear something else too? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is ending his campaign. All right. It's wise that he does that. He should have done that a long time ago. He's ending his campaign. And guess what? He's endorsing Trump more. Now, I'm pretty sure John F. Kennedy and his father, Robert F. Kennedy, I'm sure they're glowing, they're beaming, you know, and when people found this out, he's a Democrat, which has nothing to do with anything. You can support who you want. You don't have to be and a certain party to vote on the other side. You don't have to do that. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening. He is dropping his campaign, he's wrapping it up, and he's endorsing Trump more. Well, listen, Trump more is angry right now at Kamala Harris because of the people that's coming along with it. All of these stars are coming along with her. And I think he's angry with that because when the Republican had their convention, he didn't have that many. He had two has-beens. He had Hulk Hogan, which goes back 40 years, and he had Kid Rock, who nobody knows about. That's it. But all of these people that rallies around Kamala Harris and all of these great so-called celebrities, I don't like the word celebrity, but in this case, I use it so you know what I'm talking about. Celebrities and stars and all that. All of them are around there. Stevie Wonder, you know, Pink is going to be performing. Oprah Winfrey out there. So many. I can't name them all. You know, there were just too many to name. But I just figure out that and they were just more than I just told you. And they're out there. They showed up, as they say, they showed up and showed out. So I'm happy. That this thing is going on. This is the last day for it. And then after that, now we shall see what we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. It's time for me to give you all of those great movies that I tell you about each week. They're my collections of movies. And remember, we have 75 days. I've got to mention 75 days before Election Day. So get registered and vote. So I have 3 movies this week, all right? Add to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. As you may collect them, you may want to watch movies over the weekend to catch up on some. So I'm going to add some to your list. Here's one that I really like. This is a New York kind of movie. See if you remember. They did a remake on it, which I didn't like too much, with Denzel Washington and John Travolta. I didn't like that one too much. But this is the original, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Walter Matthau. This is the original one. Walter Matthau. Robert Shaw, and Martin Balsam. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can catch that Saturday at 2:30 a.m. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. And if you're not up to see it, you can DVR it and watch it later. Also, we have High Society, 1956, Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Too early for you? You like to sleep late Saturday? DVR it, watch it later. Actually, you could actually see it twice. It's Saturday at 10 a.m. and then again, Sunday at 2:30 a.m. So you can see it twice. You can see it twice. That's High Society. And also, here's something nice, another comedy called The Apartment from 1960. Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, and Fred MacMurray. That's Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. Now, you can watch all of these. And you can still go to Turner Classic Movies and look through the program guide, because you might see other movies that you may like, and you can add those too. And if you don't get the chance to watch them in real time, again, DVR them as they come along. And you can get a chance to see that. Also, free movies are there too while you're on demand. And the classic movies, you can see from A to Z. Big lineup of them. You can watch them too. And then you have pay-per-view movies that you can watch, movies that are in the theater presently that you can watch in the comforts of your own home. Also, movies that were once in the theater not too long ago, and you can watch those too. Also, you have a lot of great sporting events, children's program, documentaries, the whole 9 yards is right there. And people are streaming too, so you have all of that. So get on board with it. Let me give you the movies once again. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, and Martin Balsam. That's on Saturday at 2:30 a.m. You have High Society, Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 10 a.m. And then it's again on Sunday at 2:30 a.m. And then The Apartment, Jack Lemmon, and of course Shirley MacLaine, and that's Fred MacMurray too, Turner Classic Movies. And that's Sunday at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to watch some of these movies. They're great movies. I Stare You No Wrong. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. I'll cover the sports for Brian. Brian will not be here tomorrow, so we'll take care of all of that. We watch each other's back, right? So we'll be here. But I look forward to seeing you here too, And then again, you can catch us back here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Brian will be back here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'll be here. I look forward to seeing you as well. So until that time, make sure you have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. See you soon.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.